I think it's, as a guru, what guru means is the one who shines the light. And for me what that means is someone who's showing a path. When you shine a light in the darkness, you're showing a path of which to get out of the darkness. And that's what we should be doing. That's what a guru is. That's what a yoga teacher should be, is someone who's going through the jungle and clearing a path for other people to come, and other people to evolve, and other people to grow. And of course then they become pathfinders of themselves, right? As they become more knowledgeable and capable, they become pathfinders in themselves and show more people the way. Because I truly believe in my heart that this trajectory that we're going, this technologic, apocalyptic reality that everybody knows we're moving towards, can be changed. I really believe in my heart it can be changed. That trajectory can be changed, because at least now we're seeing it. It's no longer like the Jetsons, where we're seeing it looking like, wow, it'd be really cool. You know, I think more and more people are realizing now that technology is a useful tool, but it shouldn't be our sole gamble for survival. Right? I don't want to gamble our survival or Mother Nature's survival on technology. It's too unpredictable. It's too cold. It breaks down too much. And it just doesn't seem balanced. So I feel like technology in congruence with returning to our shamanic roots and plant technology, sacred technology like yoga, those two things have to come into congruence for us to make it. And it's happening. The exciting thing is it is happening. It is happening. But the information has to be disseminated really quickly about these things. And people continue to need to seek deeper and deeper into the mysteries, not just depend on their one belief. Because dogmatism is as alive and well in yoga as it is in the religions. Right? People just believe, oh, it's this way because the guru said this way, or they'll have a real dogmatic approach that's very closed. It's not an open experiment anymore. It's just sort of a closed system. And I think that's where entropy sets in, and people then become unhappy. I see it in the Ashtanga world all the time, where people will do the asanas and follow every, cross every T and dot every I the way, they were taught, and they're not happy. They're not growing, they're not glowing, because they're in an entropic state, they're in a closed loop. So I think, Pratapi Joyce, he was a scientist. He experimented a lot with a lot of different people, Krishnamacharya as well. I'm sure these yogis through the ages were all experimenting on themselves with the asana and all this knowledge, and then of course with their students as well. And it should be something that continues to grow with an open lens, of which to include scientific information, knowledge and information from other cultures, as well as this ancient knowledge of plants and study of plants and integration of plants, which is, I think, the most neglected within the yoga world. And so I think it's very exciting to be involved in this new wave, this new exploration, this new integration between these different cultures from the East, India, and the West, South America. And they both have phenomenal traditions that are still alive. And I think that integrating them is going to produce some really interesting results and some new knowledge for people to enjoy. So I'll answer any questions now, you guys might have.
I'll go with just because I really like your, thoughts on the, taking the yoga out of the, just I'm doing third series or whatever.
Yeah.
But how it starts, it softens you. You can kind of start finding yourself, and then you that compassion spreads to other people, and then like you're saying, the compassion will spread to Mother Nature. So let's say you're really in tune with Mother Nature and you're like 100% integrated with it in your life and everything, the devil's advocate question is, what does that do? Or like, where
does it go? So I think what it does is, for one, it starts to change your behaviors. It starts to change your interests a little bit. You know, for me, the more I integrate with Mother Nature, the more I want to, you know, remove myself from a lot of this technologic agenda. I'm not interested in driving so much. It's not like I don't want to explore or get out there, but you know, as far as just sort of daily burning of fossil fuels, it makes me feel bad. It genuinely makes me feel bad. You know, eating food that is more responsible, meaning not so much degradation went into the making of that food. I enjoy more simple foods and you know, garden grown stuff and locally grown stuff and vegetables, you know, more plants. I'm more interested in the plants. And I think also just in my vibration through the day and interactions with people, because keeping that connection, I think this is the most important part, is keeping that connection with Mother Nature and keeping that 8 Hz frequency, whether I do it through my yoga practice or just having compassion for Mother Nature and for my fellow humans. It keeps me in a vibrational frequency that makes me feel more content and happy, and then that makes Larissa more happy, and then the students are more happy that come here too. And then when I have conversations with people throughout the day or wherever I go, people then walk away feeling more stimulated and more uptone. And so it keeps me from falling into that dark black hole of negative emotion that's really like a tornado sweeping across our entire nation, maybe the world right now. You know, there's a depression, not because of some economic bullshit, but because people are convinced that life sucks and that there's no hope. That's why we have a depression. That's why we have a recession. There's no stimulation. There's no incentive for people to participate in this stupid monopoly game anymore, so they're calling it a depression or a recession. What it really is it's a it's a detox. It's a hangover. Right? We've been drunk on just stupidity and excess stuff for so long, and also being violently drunk. America is violently drunk on power. We have been for a long time. When a person gets drunk, they get delusional and they start to think they're entitled to be the king of the bar. And they're not afraid to hurt people in protecting that ridiculous title. And America's been behaving like that, running around the world, beating up anyone that stands in our way or disrespects us or we don't feel is part of our agenda. And it's very, very negligent behavior. But, as we all know, a drunk can recover, get his senses back, apologize for what he's done, and lead a good life. Right? It's fully possible for us to detox, and that's what's happening collectively for us. Is the recession, or people not buying new cars as much, and people not running around and spending so much, isn't a problem. The economists and the news and the corporations, it's a problem. For the government, it's a problem, because we're not playing their game anymore. And so they're going to call it every horrible name and describe it as the apocalypse, and the world is going to end and the sky is going to fall if we don't keep shopping and investing in Wall Street. And really what that is us only coming to our senses, saying, you know what, I've been fucked up on drugs and dope and buying and TV for so long, I don't like it anymore. I don't want to drink today. I don't want to go get drunk today. I'm going to detox today, and maybe tomorrow, and maybe the next day. And you know, as we detox, all these toxic entities that feed off of us, that are sending us down this trajectory of oblivion, they start to die. Right? There's no food. There's no negative vibration for them to feed off of. Because that's what they are. They're parasites. You know, it's vampiric entities. Ghost-like entities. A corporation is not a person. It's not even people. It's an entity. It's a financial institution that has all the rights of people with none of the accountability. And so that's a parasitic entity. the government itself is a parasitic entity for us. You know, the government are supposed to be service industry. We hire them, we pay them with our public tax dollars to manage our financial systems, our education systems, our infrastructure, defense, all these categories of which they have been employed and paid to do. They failed. We gave them money, and what they did is they went and gambled and got drunk and used our money to go create a humongous deficit to every successful nation, China, Saudi Arabia, anyone we could borrow money to, right? And we carry a big stick so people, we will intimidate you into lending us money if we have to. And we've gambled it all away, and now we're coming back with the tail between the legs and asking the American people for more money, or saying, you guys have to pay now. And so that's like your boss, you know, going and bankrupt the company, and then you're going to listen to your boss again? You're going to continue to work for him? It's stupid. It's ridiculous. And the fact that people don't recognize that these people have been self-serving for so long that it's become just like an institution of rape and pillage. And so we don't know what else to do. We're so scared because then people say, what's the immediate fear? But who will build the roads? But who will protect us? Right? But who will pay the teachers? It's like, already they're not paying the teachers. Already they're not really protecting us. Instead, they're instigating violence against us by running around the world and fucking with everybody. Creating a bad image for the United States. And on top of that, they don't build the roads. Right? They don't teach our children. Government people don't do that. They just simply write legislation, and we teach ourselves. We build the roads. We build the infrastructure. It's us. It's your neighbor. It's the guy in construction down the street. Right? We build it. We create it. We grow it. We make it. And that's what has to happen, is this idea of self-sustainability, self-respect. If we respected ourselves enough to realize we are adults, and we don't need a hierarchy parent force called the government to tell us what to do, right? We don't have to be like children. People act like children. Oh, the government, they don't have to tell us everything. They're like mom and dad. They'll just take care of us. It's stupid. They work for us. They should tell us everything. They should let us know what's happening. They should let us know how they're spending our money. There should be full open disclosure and open books on their financial activities, how they're spending our money, what they're doing with it. Right? We should have decisions. We should have the ability to say whether or not we want to go to war with a country or not. Right? We have no... We're held accountable because the world hates us when we go do these things, but we didn't... I never said that's okay. I never voted for that. But if I pay my taxes, I'm voting for whatever drunken idiot behavior the government wants to do at this point. If I pay my taxes, I'm, out of fear, supporting a parasitic, vampiric entity on this planet that is feeding off of misery. And so that's you know, to answer your question, how is this connection going to do anything? Which is very common. People say, well, so I love the world, I love people, I love nature, but what the fuck's that going to do? Go hug a tree? Right? It's a waste of time, people will say. Get real, wake up to the real world. And what I say is, you know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go hug the tree. Don't be afraid to not pay taxes. Don't be afraid to act on these impulses that are welling up from the core of your being, telling you, God, I don't want to drive anymore. I don't want to participate in this shit anymore. I don't want to go to the mall anymore. Right? I don't want to buy a new car. This makes me feel sick that I got to put $50 in my tank just so I can drive around and waste time when we may be running out really quickly. Time is speeding up. We changed the atomic clocks 3 times. Something's happening. Am I going to miss it because I'm in my cubicle? Am I going to miss it because I'm watching some idiot on TV, you know? So, I think that this connection, it's visceral. once it happens,